And here we are arriving at Southampton International Airport. Today we were travelling to the Channel Island of Guernsey, which is within the common travel area, which includes Ireland and the island of Jersey and Aurigny as well. Southampton's a small operation, very, very quick to walk in from the car park to the terminal. And you can see the Aurigny desk on the far right hand side there. And before we knew it, we were on the apron, about to board our ATR 72-600 turboprop.
Electronic items must be stowed for takeoff and landing. Battery charging is not permitted at any time. If you become aware of a device being damaged or overheating, please inform the crew immediately. Finally, we'd like to remind everyone that Aurigny operates a strict no-smoking policy and that the use of electronic cigarettes is prohibited everywhere on board.
So conditions on this Easter Saturday weren't the greatest at Southampton, as we headed along the apron to the northerly runway. So Logan Air also operate from Southampton Airport, as do Aer Lingus. In Southampton, you need to travel right to the end of the runway and turn round for a southerly takeoff. Not the greatest day for flying, lots of low cloud, but it was only a short flight. It's just over half an hour. There's an in-flight magazine called En Voyage. It's quite a sturdy magazine, adverts from Guernsey Electricity, usual information pieces. But there are a large number of articles from private banks, relocation experts, and other financial institutions. And here we are on our final approach to Guernsey Airport, crossing over St. Martin's Parish. And that's where I used to live. So overlooking the lanes down to the various bays on the south coast of Guernsey, including where Renoir painted at Moulin Wet. Guernsey's a very pretty green island. Quite a few swimming pools as well. And just about to cross the airport perimeter. The airport was built in 1939, just before the Second World War and the occupation of Guernsey by German forces. And this is the turboprop we were on the ramp at Guernsey Airport. Control tower in the background. As you can see, a very short walk from the plane to arrivals and the baggage hall. And a little interlude, we were in Guernsey, and this is my dad's koi pond with his pets. Hungry fish. And here when we're back at the airport, ready to fly back to Southampton. So let's see how the Southampton flight is. And this is also an ATR 72-600 turboprop. Far better flying conditions on the return leg to Southampton. A large aircraft, 72 meaning 72 seats. I'm not sure that actually is the pilot, but it looks like he's doing some form of inspection of those large propeller engines. So this is after push back on the apron before heading to the Eastleigh runway. A light aircraft in the background there. Lots of private flights into Guernsey, including private jets. Soon be time to enter the runway. So to take off in an easterly direction over the small islands off the east coast of Guernsey, which form the bailiwick of Guernsey. So you can see, because of the frequency of the camera, you can actually see the propeller. With the naked eye you can't. It's going too fast. And we're airborne over Guernsey Airport, and seeing St Martin's again in the background. Visibility better than coming over, but still a bit hazy. And there's the island of Jetty with Sark and Brecco in the background.
Well, we should be accepting car permanent rent on board today's service, and if you have any questions...
And you can soon see Herm, and the famous Shell Beach, which is the very yellow sandy beach on the western side of Herm, or more the northerly side of Herm. If you sit on the left-hand side of the plane, if you're using the easterly runway for takeoff in Guernsey, you get a very good view of St Peter Port. One for another video. And we're airborne into the English Channel.
The captain has advised that we are now on our approach. Please now restow your personal belongings, return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt securely. Make sure your tray table is stowed and seat back should be upright and locked with window blinds open. Customers in emergency exits are reminded to utilise the overhead lockers, leaving the floor area clear. Shortly, we will be coming through the cabin to prepare for landing. It would be greatly appreciated if you could have your rubbish ready for collection by the crew. Please take a moment to revisit the safety card in the seat pocket. In the event of an evacuation, you're reminded that personal belongings must be left behind.
And after a very short hop across the English Channel, we are over the south coast of England. The captain had said before we departed Guernsey he may have got lucky and would be able to use the northerly runway and the flight would be shorter. I don't think that's lucky. I prefer longer flights. But as we're approaching, it is going to be a southerly landing. So he will go north of Southampton now, and we'll do a big swing in the air and come back down from the north over Winchester onto the southerly runway at Southampton Airport. This is what it looks like, the A34 heading north towards Newbury and Oxford. And we'll zoom heading over Winchester, here we are, and right there in the middle is HMP Winchester. So there's Majesty's Prison Winchester. We're on short finals to Southampton Airport, going over the large Network Rail depot. This is overlooking Eastleigh, which is where Southampton Airport is located, the district of Southampton. And over the perimeter fence to Southampton International Airport. And there was an EasyJet flight loading passengers as we came into the ramp and our gate at Southampton. Looks like an A319. And we departed very quickly into UK arrivals. Guernsey and the rest of the Channel Islands are classified as, well, as part of the common travel area, and therefore domestic passengers, we do not need to go through passport control. And we're back in the UK at the short stay car park. Very convenient, expensive, but all car parking is these days. But from plane to car, 20 minutes probably. because we had luggage